Once there was a lighthouse keeper called Mr. Grinling. At night time, he lived in a small white cottage, perched high on the cliffs. In the daytime, he rowed out to his lighthouse on the rocks to clean and polish the light. Row, row, row your boat out into the bay, over to the lighthouse for another day. Row, row, row your boat out into the bay, over to the lighthouse for another day. Mr. Grinling was a most industrious lighthouse keeper. Come rain or shine, he tended his light. With a polish and a rub and a clean and a scrub, I tend the lantern's light, so ships that travel through the night will see it shining bright. Come rain or shine, this task is mine, to keep the lighthouse clean, so ships can safely travel by in the safety of its beam. With a polish and a rub and a clean and a scrub, I tend the lantern's light, so ships that travel through the night will see it shining bright. Sometimes at night, as Mr. Grinling lay sleeping in his warm bed, the ships would toot to tell him that his light was shining brightly and clearly out to sea. Each morning, while Mr. Grinling polished the light, Mrs. Grinling worked in the kitchen of the little white cottage on the cliffs, concocting a delicious lunch for him. Once she had prepared the lunch, she packed it into a special basket and clipped it onto the wire that ran from the little white cottage to the lighthouse on the rocks. But one Monday, something terrible happened. Mrs. Grinling had prepared a particularly appetizing lunch. She had made a mixed seafood salad, a lighthouse sandwich, cold chicken garni, sausages and crisps, peach surprise, iced sea biscuits, drinks and assorted fruit. She put the lunch in the basket as usual and sent it down the wire. But the lunch did not arrive. It was spotted by 3 scavenging seagulls who set upon it and devoured it with great gusto. "Clear off your varmints!" shouted Mr. Grinling. But the seagulls took not the slightest notice. "Here come the greedy seagulls, here come the greedy seagulls, here come the greedy seagulls later in the morning." They swooped upon their basket high to see what they could find. They guzzled all the tasty treats they found tucked up inside. Here come the greedy seagulls, here come the greedy seagulls, here come the greedy seagulls later in the morning. That evening, Mr. and Mrs. Grinling decided on a plan to baffle the seagulls. "Tomorrow I shall tie the napkin to the basket," said Mrs. Grinling. "Of course, my dear," agreed Mr. Grinling. "That's a sound plan." Here come the greedy seagulls, here come the greedy seagulls, here come the greedy seagulls later in the morning. you'll fool us with such tricks? You'll have to try harder than this. Do you think you'll fool us with your tricks? You'll have to try harder than this. Here come the greedy seagulls. Here come the greedy seagulls. Here come the greedy seagulls later in the morning. Tuesday evening, Mr. and Mrs. Grinling racked their brains for another plan. "They're a brazen lot, those seagulls," said Mrs. Grinling. "Brazen indeed," said Mr. Grinling. "What shall we do?" "Our cat does not appear to like seagulls," said Mrs. Grinling. "No, my dear," said Mr. Grinling. "Hamish is an accomplished seagull chaser." "Of course," exclaimed Mrs. Grinling. "Tomorrow, Hamish, you can guard the lunch." "A most ingenious plan," agreed Mr. Grinling. Hamish did not think that this plan was ingenious at all. He spat and hissed as Mrs. Grinling secured him in the basket. There, Hamish," said Mrs. Grinling consolingly. "I'll have a tasty piece of herring waiting for you when you arrive home." Sadly, Flying did not agree with Hamish. His fur stood on end when the basket swayed. His whiskers drooped when he peered down at the wet blue sea, and he felt much too sick even to notice the seagulls, let alone scare them away from the lunch. Here come the greedy seagulls, here come the greedy seagulls, here come the greedy seagulls later in the morning. Do you think you'll fool us with your tricks with a scaredy kitty cat? Do you think you'll fool us with such tricks? You'll have to try harder than that. Here come the greedy seagulls, here come the greedy seagulls, here come the greedy seagulls later in the morning. "Lack-a-day, lack-a-day," said Mr. Grinling sadly. "Meow, meow," agreed Hamish pitifully. On Wednesday evening, Mr. and Mrs. Grinling racked their brains again for a new plan. "What shall we do?" said Mr. Grinling. Mrs. Grinling looked thoughtful. "I have it," she explained. "Just the mixture for hungry seagulls." "Indeed, my dear," said Mr. Grinling. "What have you got in mind?" "Wait and see," said Mrs. Grinling. "Just you wait and see." "Mustard sandwiches?" chuckled Mr. Grinling. "A truly superb plan, my dear, truly superb." On Thursday morning, Mrs. Grinling carefully packed the mustard sandwiches and sent them off down the wire to the expectant seagulls. Here come the greedy seagulls, here come the greedy seagulls, here come the greedy seagulls later in the morning. Do you think you'll fool us with another trick? Let's see what you've done today. Do you think you'll fool us with another trick? You cannot scare us away. That's disgusting. That's disgusting. That's disgusting. Let's go somewhere else, boys. On Friday, Mrs. Grinling repeated the mustard mixture. "All right, boys, let's go and have lunch elsewhere. This is the same as yesterday's lunch bread. It's disgusting." So on Saturday, up in the little white cottage on the cliffs, a jubilant Mrs. Grinling put away the mustard pot before she prepared a scrumptious lunch for Mr. Grinling. While he waited for his lunch down in the lighthouse on the rocks, Mr. Grinling sang snatches of old sea shanties. while he surveyed the coastline through his telescope. And this is what he saw. Ah well, such is life, mused Mr. Grinling, as he sat down to enjoy a leisurely lunch in the warm sunshine.